Christine Connor with the Maley Scott Designs. Actually, I'm the owner of the Maley Scott Designs, and I'm really excited about our new table runner series. I'm going to have 12 of them. The first one is for January, and it is this beautiful snowflake runner. And what I'm really excited about is the runners will all come with custom quilting designs, as you can see right here. You start off by making little blocks in the hoop. So this is all done in the embroidery hoop, including the little triangles. Then you're going to take the 12 pieces, the 12 blocks, sew them together into this table runner, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do the custom quilting. So let me show you how to do the quilting. I'm going to show you now how to quilt Snowflake number 1, and I've hooped around Snowflake number 1. I tried to get that little blue dot that marked the center of Snowflake 1 into the center of the hoop. I'm pretty close, but not spot on. Oops, a little too far. Pretty close, but not spot on. It should be right here in the center of that circle. I'm a little off, but I've got positioning on my machine, so I can take care of that. The main thing is I want to make sure that I have hooped straight, and that's why I put the grid on, so I can see my seam lines and the edge of the table runner according to this grid, so I know that it's straight. First of all, I loaded the Snowflake A, the Snow Quilt A design into the machine, and you can see it almost looks like the snowflake with the little 6 sides on it, and it's going to start at the top. But before I want to make sure that I have this design up here in line with what I have on the cloth. So I'm going to do that by checking the center. So I'm going to hit the edit button, information, go to check, and basically what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to find where the center of the design is in the machine. You can do this with all machines, Baby Lock, Pfaff, Viking, Brother, Janome. Okay, after you do that, then we want to find the center of the design on the cloth. So you can see when I bring my needle down, I want it to come down right on top of that little blue dot that I drew to mark the center of my design, and I'm not anywhere near there. So I'm going to use the positioning on my machine just to find the center. And I'm going to go back just a little bit more. And you can see right there I am pretty spot on. Let's see if I can quietly move that over. These tripods are so squeaky, especially on a wood floor. Alright, so now that I found the center, I'm going to bring the needle all the way up to an up position. And then I'm going to hit start, and I'm going to start quilting around. I want to show you one other thing you can do, especially if you're using a large hoop like I have. There's a little custom snowflake design that goes right here in this cornerstone or little square in the center. And so what I did was I brought up the snowflake design already, and I already found the center of it. Now I'm just going to go ahead and move it while it's still in the hoop. You know, why? Might as well just go ahead and stitch it out now so I don't have to re-hoop. And I'm going to find the center of this cornerstone. I don't know why I keep calling it a cornerstone, the center squares. And I want to find the center of those seams. Would have been nice if I'd matched my seams a little bit better. Okay, I found the center. Now I'm going to just go ahead and stitch it out. Now if you wanted to, you could do it over here as well and up at the top. I have stitched out a few. I want to show you. I have stitched out a few on these little cornerstones. I tried to kind of center it like a 1/4 inch up. But you know what? I really don't think this is worth all the trouble, because you're going to have a 1/4 inch of that is going to be binding, and that's all you're going to see is that little part. It really doesn't do much for me. I'm going to go ahead and finish this one out doing it just because I've got most of them done. But I don't really recommend it on these outside corners. I just don't think it adds that much, and I'm afraid that when you do stitch off, be very careful coming back on, because that this foot, your embroidery foot, it's real easy for it to get caught underneath here as it's coming back on and, you know, rip your table runner. So you have to really babysit it, really watch it, really be careful. I'm going to show you now how to quilt Snowflake 2. Snowflake 2 is very directional. So when you hoop, you must realize that the curved portion of the star up here is the top of the design and the point is the bottom. If you hoop this upside down, your quilting will stitch over your snowflake. So remember, curved is at the top. If you hoop it where the point is at the top, you're going to need to turn your design upside down in your machine. So curve at the top, point at the bottom. And here you can see I've hooped it. I've almost got the dot in the center. I'm pretty close, but again, I have positioning. I can move that over. And the important thing is that my design is straight in the hoop, and I've got the bottom of the table runner and the side of the table runner lined up with my grid, so I know that I've hooped straight. So let's go over to the machine and quilt this out. As you can see, I brought in my design into my machine. Now I'm going to find the center again. And now I have the center marked in my design, and now I'm going to show you what it looks like on the fabric. Okay, here we have it on the fabric. I'm going to bring down my needle and see where I land. I'm a little off, so I'm going to use my positioning, wrong way, to put the needle right over that dot. Here we go. Now it's right over the dot where I want it. Lift my needle all the way up, and now I can start my machine. And again, you see it starts way up at the top of the machine. By the way, just in case you're wondering, I have to turn my light off on my embroidery machine so that you don't get a ton of glare. I've got big lights over my machine, so just thought I'd let you know that. In step 12 and 13 of the pattern, I told you that the top part, the curved part of this star is the top and the point is the bottom. So as you can see, I have this hooped upside down. So the very first thing I need to do is I need to turn my design upside down in my machine. Or I should have turned the hoop the other way. So it's just easier for me just to turn it upside down. So I'm going to go into my machine and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees, and then I'm going to rotate it another 90 degrees, and now it's upside down the way I need it to be. Now the second thing I want to do is I want to find the center. I'm going to go back to the check button, and this is how you do it on a Bernina, but you it's really, you have these features in Pfaff and Baby Lock and Janome machines. Okay, so I have found the center. You can see the crosshairs are in the center of the design, but as you can see, and I love this, I'm going to zoom in a bit. Sorry about the noise on the tripod. You can see my needle is not where it needs to be. It's far away from that blue dot back here. So I need that needle to come down right over the blue dot. So I'm just going to use my positioning. Yep, maybe over a little bit more. A little bit more. That's what I love about machines today. You can get just so spot on. And there we are spot on. Okay, so now I'm going to move the needle all the way up. And then I'm going to start. Now again, my design is going to start at the top, but because my design is upside down, it's going to start at the bottom.